Hi guys, it's Matt, or TriSpeZZa.
Hybrid, aka Hunter.
And today we're going to be talking about the 2.3.0 Destiny update. Let's go through the classes first. Let's go through the Titan. We got the Sunbreaker, the Striker, and the Defender. In the Sunbreaker, we had the Super, the Hammer of Soul. The hammer travel speed increased by 1.3%. The hammer detonation radius increased by 10%. And the damage increased by 10% against all AI, or PvE, combatants.
As for the Striker, the Super, the Fist of Havoc, had a base damage increase by 50% and an additional 50% against AI. So 50% for normal Crucible and 100% for PvE.
Yep, and then we got the Defender. And nothing happened to the supers, just the grenades. The Spike Grenade, the damage impulses per second reduced from 5 to 10. And then the Spike Grenade, the damage per impulse increased by 100%. Total damage was unchanged. And then we got the Hunter.
The Gunslinger. We're going to move on to the grenades first. The Swarm Grenade increased arming radius by half a meter. The Swarm Grenade also has a detonation damage increased by 7%. The Trip Mine Grenade, well, now like the Lightning Grenade, instead of attaching to him and exploding on impact, it'll merely hit him, bounce off, and land on the floor there. Another thing too is the Trip Mine's damage got reduced by 3%, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's just something that happened.
Okay, the Super with the Golden Gun for the Gunslinger, the base damage increased by 50%, that'll be PvP, and then an additional 30% against AI combatants, so that'll be 80% increase on PvE. And then also the Deadeye, which now increases the Golden Gun damage by an additional 30%.
And if you don't know,
then we got the Melee, which is the Throwing Knife. The base damage reduced by 10%.
So with the Circle of Life perk, it was a really dumb upgrade node that if you got a throwing knife kill with a golden gun, even though when you ran into someone, are you going to throw a throwing knife, Matt, or are you going to shoot him in the face with the golden gun?
I'm going to shoot him in the face with the golden gun.
Thank you. That was a really stupid thing, Bungie. Why'd you do it? Precision kills with the throwing knife will instead reduce the cooldown of your golden gun, not extend it. And also, Circle of Life will, their +1 armor that it gave you has been removed. So
awesome. The passives, the Scavenger perk increased the amount of grenade and melee energy rewarded by 33%. The Chain of Woe, that was a +1 to the recovery added, and then Over the Horizon also, no, it's recovery removed. Sorry. Got the Blade Dancer.
The Blade Dancer's grenade, the skip grenade striking time got reduced from 12 to 8 seconds, which also the skip grenade's detonation damage was reduced by 13%, so it's not going to chase you as long and it's not going to do as much damage.
So with the Blade Dancer with Blink, this now incurs a -1 recovery penalty.
The Super now has +2 seconds added on to the Super, making it last a little bit longer, but there's also a catch to that. The detection range when melee has a half a meter increase, and there's also a 30% damage increase against all AI combatants. Also, a 0.8 second cooldown between the swings while airborne, so you can swing more when you're in air, but there's also another catch to that as well. The energy cost per swing went up 20%, so if you're mindlessly swinging your arc blade around like a lot of you kids in the Crucible, and or adults, I won't point fingers, no more of that bullshit. Now, you actually have to use your Super how it's meant to be used. Oh my god, crazy, right? You have to begin at the game. Anyways, also, Vanish. When you pop your Super, instead of having to press RT right away or R2 right away, you're going to immediately go invisible. Also, as for Showstopper, where you spin in a circle and does an area of effect damage, the damage radius got increased by +1 meter. Now, let's move on to the melees.
So the lunge distance for the melee was decreased by 0.4 meters.
Backstab was a perk on a melee, because on the perk nodes for the melee for the Blade Dancer of Blink Strike, 2 of them, one's Fast Twitch and one's Backstab, both got adjusted in this update. Backstab, the perk says, doesn't do, well now, hopefully, is when you get meleeed from behind, Bungie, behind, it'll do additional damage. But in the Crucible, if I were to stab him in the freaking eyeball, apparently I stabbed him in the back of the head. And it would one-shot kill him. Which,
See, it's good for you.
yeah.
But not for me.
No. Because
I'm pissed as shit now.
Because I just split your skull through the eyes instead of the back of the head. That's just mean, Bungie. That's just mean. Why are you lying to us?
Are you lying to us?
But anyways, the radius for that, which was pretty messed up, just got reduced by 30 degrees. So picture it was like this, it just became this.
Yeah, so now you're not getting one shot in the face so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
Okay? The invisible, or invis, delayed by 0.5 seconds, and then fast switch, which you already said, reduced by 20%. Now, and then we got the passives, we got the Encore, which killing an enemy with the Arc Blade now extends its duration and grants a 150% increase to Arc Blade damage for a short time. And now we're going straight to Night Stalker. The grenade, the Spike Grenade damage impulse per second reduced from 5 to 10, and then the Spike Grenade damage per impulse increased by 100%. Total damage unchanged.
As for the Super Shadow Shot, it now applies the suppression effect on impact.
Right. Then with the melee, with the smoke, chance to be less frustrating to play against PvP, but more effective in PvE. So the impact damage increased by 34%, impact suppression and damage over time, duration reduced by 1 second, the jump suppression removed from initial impact status effects, unupgraded smoke cloud duration increased by 1 second, the envenomed cloud duration increased by 1 second, envenomed jump suppression removed from the cloud status effects, vanish and smoke, +1 agility removed, and snare. Cloud duration increased by 1 second.
Now on to passives. Courage of the Pack now increases recovery, armor, and agility all by 2. Courage of the Pack also now stacks up to 3 times. Lockdown now increases smoke duration by 2 seconds, plus an additional 2 seconds if you pair that with the snare upgrade. Predator now reduces the cooldown of your Shadow Shot ability, and Shade Step has been moved to only 1 roll every 3 seconds. And we're going to talk about that again later, having to do with the Twilight Garrison.
There we go. Yeah. Alright. Now on to the Warlock. We got the Sunsinger and then the Voidwalker. With the grenades, the Firebolt increased arming time by 0.2 seconds and decreased victim search radius by 1 meter. With the melee, the Scorch melee, Flame Shield, 0.3 second delay added before the Overshield activation. And then we got the passives. The Viking Funeral, which no longer extends the duration of the Ignite effects, and now weakens targets afflicted with Ignite effects, causing them to take 5% more damage from all sources, stacking up to 3 times. Now with the Voidwalker, we got the Glide. With the Blink, now incurs a -1 recover penalty. And then we got the Super with the Nova Bomb. The base damage increased by 50% and an additional 50% against AI combatants. So that's 50% increase on the PvP and then 100% increase on the PvE. Then we got the Lance, which now increases Nova Bomb damage by an additional 25%.
Now let's move on to the weapons. For the 2.3.0 patch, for the general stuff, they fixed an issue where the Year 2 version of Thunderlord was not pairing in people's chaos. They also fixed an issue where the exotic machine gun stability was ignoring the base stats for recoil, aka having to deal with the Thunderlord and the super good advice. They also fixed an issue where the Defiance Yasmin did not have the adjusted zoom for sniper rifles that we got a while back, which was introduced in 2.2.0, which was a 5 times zoom, and it increased the inventory of the Defiance Yasmin by 10.
Then we're going to the specifics. So we got the auto rifles, reduced damage of high rate fire autos by 6%. That is mainly focusing on the Doctrine of Passing. It just means it's going to take a few more bullets to kill.
As for the hand cannons, you have increased initial accuracy and decreased accuracy drop for low range hand cannons. Basically, it's just talking about, for example, hand cannons with the type of range of a last word. At the beginning, if you're within your proper range stat, you'll be doing alright and you'll have a better accuracy fold for that. But if you're starting to snipe with it, or trying to anyways, it's going to be very hard and they're not going to reward you for it.
Can't snipe anymore.
That also rolls into the second part of this, where the damage fall-off curves are more steeper to better coincide with the effective range of hand cannons. Basically, meaning again, if it's got a short range and you're going outside that range, your damage is going to drop off a lot faster than it used to. And that is kind of going against Hawkmoon more specifically, because of you people who like to really snipe with that, it's pretty much like a Year 2 Thorn without the burn. And there is also a small increase to PvE damage to all hand cannons, and the amount is just depending on the enemy class.
Yep, then we got the ammo. Now, there's just a slight increase to the time it takes for your ghost to automatically grab ammo. As for exotics, there's a slight reduction to the Hawkmoon stability, and specifically a -5 stability. And then we got the perks, a slight reduction to counterbalance effectiveness, which reduces 80% of the recoil angle instead of 90. As for armor, the Twilight Garrison chest piece, instead of being able to dodge twice in midair, you can only do it once with a 3-second cooldown now.
Alright, now moving on to activities. 3 missions got changed, having to do with the specific exotic weapons that you can get from doing those missions. Black Spindle, the No Time to Explain, and the Sleeper Simulant. 2 of those missions, the No Time to Explain and the Black Spindle, you had to wait for them to become dailies before you could do them on the heroic difficulty. Well, now they've been changed to where the Paradox mission and the Lost to Light mission both can be accessed from your main directory, and the difficulty can be changed from normal to heroic, so you can do them at any time. As for Prison Voters, the level 41 Prison Voters arena, the tooltip has been changed to where when it says your Sterling Treasure, it'll actually give you a 1 or a 0 depending on if you have it or if you haven't gotten it yet. Also, it got paired with the legendary marks you receive from a heroic strike, so if you want to, say you want to do 2 heroic strikes and then you go do a level 41, you can get your 30 marks that way, or however you want to pair that. Or you don't have to do the level 41 at all, or you don't have to do heroic strikes at all, but either way, they're now interchangeable with that kind of legendary mark system. So that's pretty nice. Challenge of the Elders now, as for Varix and his growing impatient thing, the point deduction is going to grow more severe the longer you're in a given section. So before, he would kind of say it and there would be no penalty, it'd be the exact same thing every time. Now, you're going to lose 50 points times however many times he grows impatient. Say he grew impatient 1 time, that's just 50 points. Say he grew impatient 5 times, that's 250 points. It's going to start to accumulate based on that.
Then we got the Crucible. You know the top 3 icons in the Crucible playlist? There's the far left one and the far right one. Those ones now feature weekly rewards. And they also fixed an issue where the Trials of Osiris boon icons from the House of Wolves persisted after deleting a Trials passage. And then we are going to the items. We got 3 new chroma colors, orange, magenta, and green. You guys have probably maybe seen them already or even have them. And then these have a chance to be found in the Sterling Treasures or from dismantling the Spectre gear set.
They also fixed an issue where players who did not own the Taken King could purchase stuff from Everest for anything like Sterling Treasures. And also, Desolate class items are now listed as guaranteed items instead of just possible on the Sterling Treasure preview.
And they also fixed an issue where the daily heroic story missions that were from the House of Wolves were not properly rewarding legendary marks. And they fixed an issue where the Road Unraveled ship would be unobtainable from the Future World Cloak faction packages under certain circumstances.
Then another issue was fixed where the Kicks Dance emote was not displaying proper announcement text. And another issue was fixed where Varix would not sell the Dreadfang sword if the player who obtained it dismantled it and also dismounted on separate characters. As for the last little bit, the UI kind of stuff, they fixed an issue where equipping the Armor of Val's new monarchy ship caused a false postmaster notification. For anyone of you who had that problem, well, now it's fixed. And then also, if you go to your directory and you're going to a certain location and you have someone that's a friend there, you can actually view the little person icon to the left of that or the right of it or whatever. Even if you're going to the Crucible and you want to see, oh, who's playing what. If someone's in the control playlist and they're playing that, you can hover over the little person symbol and it'll tell you the gamer tag of whoever's in there, no matter how many people there are.
Awesome. So that's it for the update patch of 2.3.0. Hope you guys found that shit interesting. I'm Matt, or TriSpeZZa.
I'm Hybrid Gaming.
Subscribe, like, and comment to our channels. Peace.